I believe that in order to keep up with this Trump administration, that somebody is going to have to create a reality show. And I think we could call this reality show the Trump Make America Great Again. And it would go something like this. Today, in today's episode of Trump Make America Great Again, show me your social media. Well, so all fun and jokes aside. So according to Trinidad and Tobago, the visa chief from Trinidad and Tobago, that the Trump administration is now requiring Trinidadians to show their social media in the application process for student and exchange visa. So let's talk about it. So this new information came out yesterday in Trinidad and Tobago from the visa chief. As I said, the visa chief said that with immediate effect that the Trump administration will be requiring like Trinidadians who are applying for student visas and exchange visas to go to America, that they are going to have to show their social media. So, and I'm going to assume that this is not just for Trinidad and Tobago, but that the Trinidad and Tobago, the visa chief in Trinidad and Tobago would have come out with it on his social media. But I'm going to assume that this is going to apply to across the Caribbean and pretty much around the world. So just in case you have not seen this news is coming out of Trinidad via the Trinidad update. So here's what the visa chief in Trinidad and Tobago had to say.
Trinidad and Tobago students and exchange visitors applying for U.S. visas now face a new digital hurdle. The U.S. Embassy has announced that effective immediately, all applicants for F, M, and J non-immigrant visas must set their personal social media profiles to public. In a statement, Mike Mitchell, the visa chief, cited national security and public safety as the primary drivers for the policy change, which allows consular officers to better establish an applicant's identity and admissibility.
Hi, I'm Mike Mitchell, the visa chief here at the U.S. Embassy, Port of Spain. Effective immediately, if you are applying for an F, M, or J non-immigrant visa, you are requested to adjust the privacy settings to public on your personal social media accounts. This is to facilitate the vetting necessary to establish your identity and admissibility to the United States. The adjudication of visa applications is critically important to the national security and public safety of the United States.
This affects thousands of hopefuls as Trinidad and Tobago consistently sends a significant number of students to the U.S. annually. Applicants are being told this step is now a critical part of the visa education process, and failure to comply could delay or impact their application.
So, what are my thoughts on this? Did I see this coming? Absolutely not. I don't think anyone would have seen this coming, but now we're looking at this statement coming out from the Trump administration. Now it's all making sense now, because if you have been following what's been going on in America between the Trump administration and Harvard University and pretty much a lot of the universities that the Donald Trump administration is withholding billions of dollars of funding from these universities. And the administration is citing that the pro-Palestinian or anti-Israel sentiments, and that in particular like international students on campus protesting. So now it's making sense, and that they are trying to look through your social media. So if you, let's just give you an example. Like if you have your social media and, for example, like TikTok or whatever, and you see all these like anti-Israel sentiments on TikTok, and you probably go on and you watch it or you like or you comment, I think that they're going to be looking on all of those type of things. So this is, as I said, like I did not see this coming, but now that we're talking about it, it makes sense that a Trump administration would do something like this. But this is just wild. And so sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. If you are in Trinidad and Tobago, do you have a problem with this new thing from the Trump administration that your social media is going to have to come off private before, and it's going to be a part of the the visa application system. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And one of the things why I don't think this is very surprising too, because we have been seeing a trend in the past, I would say, at least, I would say 5 years. I've been seeing a trend where, like, even in a job application, if you are going for certain jobs and it's a requirement for your social media, like they'll go through your social media to see what you're up to. So, like, for example, I don't know what type of job, but for example, like you're going for certain type of jobs and they would want to look, and if you are, like, say, a woman and you're promiscuous on social media, like a lot of like raunchy pictures and stuff like that, that's something that they're probably looking out for. Like if like certain type of jobs, like I don't know, like if you're say like something to do with security for a male, and your social media show you like doing drugs or smoking and that type of stuff, I think that they'll take that in consideration. So this is not something new. We have seen it applied like in the private sector when it comes on to jobs, but now we're seeing for the first time a government applying it, and this is the Trump administration. And what I'm going to say, one thing I'm going to say is that whether you agree with Donald Trump and most of the things that he's been doing since he's been since January, since he's been in office, whether you agree with him or not, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, one thing for certain is that I believe that Democrats can learn from Donald Trump, and I think the Democratic supporters are going to have to hold their leaders accountable, because one thing you cannot accuse Donald Trump of is not working, is not doing what he said he was going to do. Like, the only thing you can say about Donald Trump is like he's doing way too much. And I think a lot of times, like in politics in America, like I believe that a lot of people that vote Democrats, like they'll vote and the Democratic nominee would come with all these promises and tell them that they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And when they get in office, they do nothing. But Trump does everything that he said he's going to do and more. And I know like a lot of it is bad. Most of it, what he's doing since he's been in office, is like flipping the global market upside down. And we see like a volatile economy. And it's affecting tourism in the Caribbean. It's even affecting tourism in America. So he's doing too much. But all I'm saying is that what you cannot accuse him of is not doing anything. And I think a lot of politicians on the other side, they're going to have to learn and know that when they go in office, do what they said that they're going to do. So guys, sound off in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think about this new requirement for your social media to be public when you're applying for student visas to go to America? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.